In a moving vehicle, by musically influencing, one can encounter significant internal focusing. This method can likewise be drilled in a fixed setting by delicately moving in reducing, undetectable circles. While going in a moving vehicle, whether a train, a bullock truck, or some other method of transport, your body is normally moving. In any case, a great many people naturally oppose this development, attempting to offset each influence. For instance, when a bullock truck slants left, you intuitively incline right to abstain from falling. This consistent obstruction prompts weakness, despite the fact that you might not have done any difficult active work. This makes sense of why you feel tired after a long excursion. To apply this method, quit opposing the development. All things being equal, fit with it. Allow your body to influence with the vehicle's musicality. Become one with its movement. Youngsters normally do this. They don't avoid and, subsequently, remain stimulated even after lengthy excursions. Essentially, a lush in a bullock truck stays loose in light of the fact that they don't battle the truck's developments. Obstruction tires the body and brain, while cadenced, amicable development restores. Rehearsing musical influencing. At the point when in a moving vehicle, permit your body to musically influence. Try not to oppose the street's lopsidedness or fault outside factors. Shut your eyes and stream with the development. Make a cadence inside yourself, transforming the movement into a sort of dance. This mood encourages inward concordance and focuses your mindfulness. Rehearsing in a still vehicle. You needn't bother with a moving vehicle to profit from this training. Essentially sit in a still spot and begin swinging in wide circles. Steadily make the circles more modest and more slow until your body appears to be still, however you can feel unobtrusive inside development. This dialing back of actual movement permits the brain to dominate, making a thoughtful focusing impact. The internal experience. The objective of this method is to bring mindfulness internal. At the point when you quit opposing and permit your body and psyche to move musically, you arrive at a state where outside development blurs, and inward mindfulness develops. This training reverberations the techniques instructed by Gurdjieff, an otherworldly instructor who involved spinning moves as a thoughtful device. His artists would spin musically, step by step lessening their movement until their bodies halted yet their inward mindfulness kept on moving. Gurdjieff's tests with spinning methods were significant. For example, during exhibitions, his artists would turn fitting together. At his sign, they would stop suddenly, turning out to be totally still like sculptures. This abrupt suspension of movement stunned the crowd into quietness, in any event, ending their contemplations immediately. In the meantime, the artist's internal development proceeded, ultimately driving them to a covered government of centeredness. The force of non-obstruction. One momentous show of this guideline included artists who, while spinning, arrived at the edge of a phase. Rather than flagging them to stop, Gurdjieff permitted them to tumble off the stage onto a hard floor. In spite of the clear peril, none were harmed. This was on the grounds that their internal state was so separated from their actual bodies that they fell without obstruction. Obstruction causes injury. Complete acquiescence to movement forestalls hurt. Spinning as a thoughtful device. Kids normally appreciate spinning. They intuitively sense the detachment between their actual bodies and internal identities while turning. Guardians frequently put this down, yet it ought to be empowered as a reflective practice. By training kids to zero in on their inward experience while spinning, they can find significant mindfulness. As grown-ups, we lose the normal whole among body and soul as we become more fixed in our actual presence. Contemplation strategies like influencing and spinning reproduce this whole, helping us reconnect with our internal substance. These practices advise us that we are not simply bodies yet something past, something endless.